Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
We'll wait a second and then we'll go down to
Okay,
five.
okay, sorry. Let's just talk a little bit about that fly again for 2 seconds because I believe we had an audio issue there.
Oh.
Which, when you're doing two different styles and whatever.
Yeah. Okay, well, so.
Anyhow, we're going to go back to the high five.
High five!
Because that's a dynamite fly. And you couldn't quite hear me in the background or lip sync because I wasn't in the picture. So.
Yeah, we didn't have audio there.
This new material that he's using, I wanted it myself. If he wasn't going to tie that fly, yours truly was going to.
Yeah.
So,
well, there we go.
The short version of what we were talking about earlier, we pretty well summed it up right there.
Okay, yeah. And it's a super simple pattern. I guess maybe if you couldn't read lips, I made a mistake before. So now I'm just going to go with its 5 materials. It's the bead, it's the hook, the Hares wiggle dubbing, and wire and thread.
Okay, so let's go down.
Let's go down
give
and get
me
going.
2 seconds because I...
Ready?
All right, we're golden.
Okay, there we go. We're going to do a quick roll.
Oh, man, that thing is sexy.
Yeah.
You know, fucking...
So, and other than the dubbing loop, that's about the only tricky thing to do on the slide.
Like, I got 10 things going. Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, so we're going to pull that out of the vise and we're going to start tying. This is what we're going to do. Don't want to lose it. Oh, get in there. Every time I come here, my vise is all loose from being... Okay, so there we go. We got our bead on the hook. And now we're going to tie, get our bead into place so it's sitting nicely. And then I'm going to tie my thread on.
Okay, do a little chat in there while you're wrapping. Make
Okay,
sure.
yeah, all right. Well, so I've got my thread on. Pretty simple. I don't see my yellow wire. Did I bring it over here?
Perfect.
Want to check some toolbox? Okay, yeah, so I got my thread on there. Hot yellow wire, yeah. Should be in the top.
What are you looking for?
Yellow wire. I was positive I brought it over here.
I've got some here. You can use that.
That's mine.
That's not yours.
That is too. That's hot yellow. And it's all beat up.
How did it end up in my box?
Because we cleaned up some of the stuff there, so I was putting some of the stuff in the box. Okay, so we got our wire. Thought I'd lost it. I knew I'd brought it, but I thought I could have possibly lost it. So we got our wire on there. We're going to tie our wire on there. I want to try and keep this wire on top on this pattern. This isn't an actual caddis hook. This is a jig hook. So the shape is not perfect for a caddis pattern, but the benefit of getting the barbless jig hook, I think, outweighs that. So we've got our rib on there. Get that out of the way. Okay. And now we're going to put our dubbing loop in. And bring it back. And then we're just going to hold that there for a minute. Get rid of our wire. And I'm going to build up the body a little bit in the center here.
Work 'em? I think so. I just sent you a test frequency.
Just make that body a little bit, caddis are a little bit more of a hump. Okay. Bring our thread up to the top. Before I start dubbing, one of the things I've done with this pattern, I've been tying a few of them this week, is I get my little piles of this Hares wiggle dubbing sort of figured out beforehand and set off to the side, because trying to get, once I start putting it into the thread, it gets a little bit more difficult, because I want to have a certain amount of the Hares wiggle part in each of the little parcels of dubbing I'm putting in. So I pre-organize them a little bit. Not like I spend any time doing it, but I definitely get them in little packages. So I want to start off with something a little bit smaller. Come on.
What's Scotty doing? Check the inbox? Yeah, the inbox. What do you think I'm trying to do? Unbelievable. There, test from you. Oh, okay. Did you get the one from Ethan?
Come on.
Yeah, we got it from Ethan, got it from one you.
So I'm putting in my little
Ethan's doesn't show up, mine doesn't show
bits of dubbing into the thread, and they're dropping out a little bit.
No. But I got yours. Yeah, well, that's come from Gmail. That works.
Don't panic, it does work out. This, like I said, is the tedious part of the fly.
Lock when you leave. Oh! Look at my keys. Can you grab them? Where are you? I don't know where my jacket is. It was on my counter there. Oh, it's over there. It's the keys for my truck. Keys for your truck? My keys for the store on the dash of my truck. Oh no, there they are.
Come on. Why is it?
Just stuff from you shows up.
But every time you do something
So Ethan emailed you. That doesn't show up on mine. No.
on
Doesn't
TV
show what was sent.
or on the camera, always becomes more
But it should
difficult.
be-
Oh yeah, because I'm sending it to you. Yeah, yeah.
But it does.
Not
So
to everybody. You just send it.
I got quite a bit of
But
dubbing
it
in
should
there.
be in your outbox or in sent or
Yeah.
outbox or whatever. Sorry, we got a little bit of stuff going on in the background here.
Yeah, we definitely do.
We're sorry. We're setting up a new email account. If you guys want to send us an email with your recipes or whichever, we just set one up. It's called it's pros@FridayNightFlies.com, and we are officially testing it right now. So seems to be working very well.
And then
Oh, and I just killed the camera.
mine's only yours to
Hey, you guys.
Gmail.
Vibration.
Oh, it's actually not too bad. It's okay.
Making earthquakes there?
Okay. Well, after my trials and tribulations with the dubbing loop,
Oh,
it's just a little
just
bit.
grab it a little shorter. There you go. Sorry, there's that would probably hit around 6.5 on the Richter scale, and you'd think Scott would get her after the first earthquake, but there's tremors after every earthquake, right, Scott?
Aftershock.
Aftershock.
Yeah.
That's right. So
Yeah.
you start off with like a 7 on the Richter scale, and then there's a bunch of smaller ones that follow, right? So
As always.
as
Yeah.
always.
So we wrap that up, not being too particular about it. A lot of it brushes out. And the one thing I can say about this fly is that you definitely have to use a dubbing loop. It just doesn't turn out the same if you don't use the dubbing loop. Okay, so at that point, I'm just gonna pick out some of these fibers a little bit, or some of the little spiky legs. Okay, and then we're gonna wrap it up our wire. Trying not to wrap too many of the legs as you're doing it. And the wire really just provides, you know, that the rib and also the protection of the fly. Otherwise, it's gonna fall apart quite easily.
Charles actually has to move here to get his email.
Get our wire out of there.
Probably change that on the Facebook and stuff.
Okay. So essentially, we're tied.
Wiggle dub.
Excuse me. And then I'll take Brad's little handy dandy tool that he loves so much.
Body. So your daughter made that thing for me back in the day.
When she was younger.
That was right. And anytime she wants to make me a new one, she's more than welcome to do that. You know which one?
And so at that point right now, then I'm throwing a whip finish.
Over. Where did the one go with all the information go? Did you print one? Yeah, he was. Oh, it's been on my road. It's up there.
The back.
That's probably gonna fall. You're gonna have to do it every 4 minutes.
Take a little look, make sure.
Is that him?
Is it?
Put on one more whip finish.
Just call him.
If you wanted to, you could definitely tie on a little bit more of the collar. I've tied them both ways, with the collar and without the collar. I used what did I use? I used the darker, the Hares Wiggle, the darker stuff. And that's
Hold it there for a second. Yes, there it is, baby.
Yeah, that's what it looks like in the package. This is the material that we're using right there.
I mean, you could even trim that up a little bit too, just to make it a little tighter and so
definitely.
on. Right?
You can do whatever you want with it. You could make all the little rubber pieces. You could make them all really short.
Cool.
You know, give it the woolly the woolly bugger effect sort of thing. You know, if you wanted to. But anyways, there you go. So and the dubbing loop. You know, sometimes they work good. Reality being, I haven't been using the dubbing loop a heck of a lot since I got the spiky squirrel. I didn't find.
Well, you know what? On a hook that size, it's kind of pointless to throw a dubbing loop in there, really, if you think of it.
Well, but with this particular, I can show you. I'll show you the difference, right? If you don't use the dubbing loop.
Oh, it traps all the rubber.
Yeah, where is it?
I could see that being an issue.
Oh, here, okay. I'll put one in. If you don't use the dubbing loop, this is kind of what you get out of it. I just dubbed this one
by hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see. You don't get as much rubber in there. That's for sure.
Yeah, and that was the effect. I mean, that is not a case caddis replica. It's a case caddis attractor pattern. You know, it's gonna really the real rubber parts are gonna get everybody going and say, yeah, let's go down and party with that fly. Party
in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go back up to the top here.
Okay. Well, Scotty Holmes tying up another fly for you on Friday night. Scotty is tying. Oh, who's tying up next?
Ethan.
Ethan's gonna tie next. Okay, and he showed me his fly, and it's killer.
What is it you're tying, Ethan?
Mickey Finn.
Oh, the Mickey Finn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we look forward to that one.
Scotty Holmes with the boys on Friday night. Until next time, bang!